Hi everybody, Richard here with Repix Pics. Today I'm going to walk you through how I got this epic photo of the New York City skyline. And if you do like this video, please subscribe for other videos. Really appreciate you guys watching this. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that I did was I searched for an area that I thought would be good to take a photo of New York City. So the first area that I was looking at was the Brooklyn Bridge. I've always kind of wanted to take a photo of the Brooklyn Bridge, so I used Google Maps, and I used the Street View in Google Maps quite often to scope out areas. So I take the little guy and I kind of drag him to different spots that I think might be good and are accessible to me. I need to know, can I get there? So I looked at this shot and I said, well, you know, this could be a good shot. So that was one option. But one of the things I did consider was where the sun was going to be in the sky when I was down there in the city. So we spent the day down there, and getting the sunrise, the light from the sunrise would be difficult to get there in the morning. Which would light up things like the Brooklyn Bridge better, I think, and some of the buildings over on the eastern part of this area. So I turned my focus over to the western part of Manhattan to get a skyline view, and specifically over here in this area of Jersey City. So there's a PATH subway that goes from Manhattan over to Jersey City. So I thought, okay, well, maybe this would be a good spot. And so there's a subway that brings you into what it's called as Exchange Place. So it brings you right in here where this park is, J. Owen Grundy Park. And so I said, well, okay, that seems pretty convenient. Let's see what it looks like. So I did a street view of this Grundy Park. And so if I plopped a little guy there, we'll get a preview of what type of photo we could get. So this is the type of photo that, you know, before going somewhere, you can scope out the area and you can get an idea of the type of photo that you might be able to capture. And so I thought this was a pretty good photo. I thought this would make a good shot. I like there's almost a symmetry here with the large tower and then how it kind of trails down towards the horizon on each side. So I thought, wow, that would be great. So we were down there for the day trip, and we had the opportunity to make it across there for sunset, and that's what I did. And the first thing I started with was my wide-angle lens. I tried to get the whole shot in with one lens, but unfortunately, you know, it didn't really pan out using the wide angle. This is the type of shot that I got. I didn't spend much time with the wide angle, so this isn't a really great shot. I just was framing the shot, getting a couple test photos in to see if the shot had potential. I didn't like all the sky, and I didn't like that there was so much water in the foreground. I wanted to focus on the skyline itself. So by taking the wide angle shot, I would get a lot of unused space at the top and unused space at the bottom, and that would be a waste. So then what I did was I took out, I have the 35mm, it's a DX lens, Nikon, so crop sensor camera lens. But I thought, okay, let's try a panoramic photo. And I had never taken a panoramic photo before. But hey, you know, I thought it would be a great idea to kind of split this up. So if it came out good, I thought I could print it. So I took 3 shots, kind of over on the left-hand side, then in the middle, and then on the right. And that would allow me to have a nice panoramic photo without very much cropping. So what I ended up with were these 3 photos here. And they almost look like they're a panoramic photo down in the preview area. So I took the first photo of the skyline from the left part of the photo. And then I stopped over here. There's this building right here. And then what I did was, in a panoramic photo, your second shot, you want to line up, you know, you want to be able to have the software match up the objects in a panoramic photo. So in the second shot, I made sure that I had that building in the second shot. So a good portion of it is still there. And then on the right hand side, I made sure that I had the photos, or the cities, I'm sorry, part of the cityscape in the last photo, so which I do here. So the software is going to be able to merge these three photos. Now, to do a panoramic photo in Lightroom, you can take these three individual shots like this, and then right click and do a photo merge in Panorama. And you'll get a couple options. I just am going to leave it at the default options. I'm going to auto crop to take out any white space. So the software created this panoramic image for me automatically. It turns out very nice. So I'm going to click the merge button. I like the results. And it's going to process them up on the top left. Okay, so the panoramic photo is complete. It will add the panoramic photo down here. So here's a photo. It's loading. And then the next thing that I just did was develop. And I did some small adjustments to kind of bring out the contrast, make it a little bit more gritty. I cropped it. First thing I'm going to do is crop it. I did a 1:3 crop on this. And what I was trying to do is just make sure that the tower there is in the middle. And then there's a nice balance on the left and the right hand side. I didn't want too much sky on either side. I just wanted to make sure, that there was a nice balance between the two ends. So something like that was fine. I obviously spent a lot more time when I was doing this on my own, but for the video here, I just kind of like bring up the exposure a little bit. Black and white definitely benefits from black and white. Contrast, definitely add a little bit of contrast. Highlights I always bring down, it's kind of a standard thing I do here is bring down the highlights, up the shadows. Whites, bring them up a tad, and I watch the histogram to make sure nothing's cut off. Bring the blacks down a bit. Clarity, I like the clarity, so I do add some of that. And that's pretty much it. I kind of did a lot of fine-tune adjustments on the cities. I kind of like took the brush and brushed them. I'm not going to do that in the video. This video, I really just wanted to explain the process of scouting out an area before you go and take a photo to see if the area has potential. And then the second thing is just how to do a quick panoramic photo in Lightroom. I thought the photo came out pretty well. If you like this video, please subscribe. Helps me out a lot. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video. If you have any recommendations on tutorials or how-tos or anything that you'd like to see, please send me a message or write in the comments. And that is all for now. So thanks very much.